Good evening, my name is China, and tonight I will be giving an informative briefing on extreme heat waves and their global impact. So regions across the world are experiencing increasingly severe heat waves. These events are no longer simply uncomfortable summer weather. They're straining infrastructure, disrupting work and travel, increasing wildfire risk, and threatening public health. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, heat extremes are becoming more frequent, more intense, and lasting for longer durations in most regions as the climate continues to warm. To understand why these events are becoming so significant, we first need to understand what actually qualifies as a heat wave. So a heat wave is a prolonged period of unusually hot weather for a particular location. It typically lasts at least 2 days, but can easily last more. And what qualifies depends on a region's normal climate. For example, several degrees of 95-degree weather might be expected during Louisiana summer, but those same temperatures would be highly unusual and even potentially dangerous in Alaska. Heat waves become especially dangerous when these extreme temperatures persist, when humidity is high, and nighttime temperatures remain way too warm for people in buildings to cool down in the evening. So now that we understand what makes a heat wave extreme, the next question is, why are they becoming so commonplace? Unfortunately, human-caused climate change is the primary driver. Burning fossil fuels releases greenhouse gases, including carbon dioxide, that trap additional heat in the atmosphere and the oceans. This raises the planet's baseline temperature. And according to the World Meteorological Organization, human-caused climate change has increased the frequency and intensity of heat waves since the 1950s. And this pattern is actually expected to continue as the planet warms. Natural weather patterns can still trigger heat waves, but now those patterns are occurring against a warmer baseline, which makes extreme temperatures even more likely. And the effects of that changing baseline are already visible across the globe. To put the severity of this year's heat into perspective, Western Europe experienced its hottest June on record in 2026, averaging more than 3 degrees Celsius above the 1991 to 2020 average. Temperatures across Europe have exceeded 40 degrees Celsius or 104 degrees Fahrenheit, and this has disrupted transportation and increased demand on power grids. In South Asia, outdoor workers have faced dangerous temperatures while still needing to go to work to support their families. In the United States, heat domes have contributed to record temperatures, canceled outdoor events, and widespread public health warnings. Unfortunately, the rising temperatures do not only affect the weather. These effects can spread through the environment and into the systems that everyday people depend on. Extreme heat is drying vegetation and soil, which is severely increasing the risk of wildfire and placing additional stress on agriculture and water supplies. These environmental effects are not only harmful to the wildlife population, but disastrous for humans because it reduces our food production, it causes poor air quality, evacuations, property loss, and even the loss of human life. So the most serious consequences are measured in human health. Extreme heat can cause dehydration, heat exhaustion, heat stroke, worsen heart, lung, and kidney conditions, disrupt sleep, and reduce people's ability to work safely and efficiently. According to the World Meteorological Organization, more than 1,300 excess deaths, 1,300, were recorded in connection with Europe's extreme heat that began in late June. And these risks are not distributed equally. Outdoor workers, infants and children, older adults, unhoused people, people with chronic illnesses, and households that do not have reliable cooling are often the most exposed. So even when we are not personally experiencing medical emergency from heat extreme, we still depend on the systems that it's affecting, like electricity, transportation, food production, emergency services. Extreme heat waves are not simply a matter of uncomfortable summer weather. We have seen what makes these events extreme and why they are becoming more frequent and how their effects move from the environment to infrastructure and ultimately our daily lives. And this is important for us to start understanding what is the most common, who is the most vulnerable, and what needs to be protected moving forward. Thank you.